Derry Cay, we sailed away on the 23rd of May. We were taken on board by a pleasant crew, all bound for America. Fresh water we did take on, 5,000 gallons or more, in case we run short going to New York, far away from the Shamrock shore. We sailed 3 days, we were all seasick, not a man on board was free. We were all confined to our bunks, and no one to pity poor me. No mother dear or father kind to lift up my head, it was sore, which made me think more of the lassie I left on Paddy's green shamrock shore. So fare thee well, sweet Liza dear, and likewise to Derry town. And it's twice farewell to me comrade boys who dwell on that sainted ground. If ever fortune should favor me, and I to have money in store, I'll go back and I'll wed the sweet lassie I left on Paddy's green shamrock shore.
You're more than kind, they used to say, when we used to help them out, or bring them to town, or take their trash away. Now we find, after they passed away, they left us this old house where we live today. Beginner's love, I can't believe it. Beginner's love, what did you say? Beginner's love, you've gotta be kidding. Beginner's love, okay. I can't quite hear you, honey, but I don't wanna make you shout. So come a little closer, darling, so I can understand what you're talking about. And if you wanna go, I can take you home. At a time like this, I don't think I should leave you alone. Beginner's love, smile like a baby. Beginner's love, fly like a bird. Beginner's love, run like a rabbit. Beginner's love, just say the word. It isn't carved in stone, it's only cast in concrete. Nothing you couldn't handle with a few sledgehammer blows. But when things get ugly and you gotta take a stand, Sometimes things just work out even better than you ever could have planned. Beginner's love. Cry like a baby. Beginner's love. Just say the word. Beginner's love. Talk to the lawyer. Beginner's love. Don't give him the bird. In this part, when things get slow, what do you say? Well, I don't know, but I remember clearly Maury used to say, 9 out of 10 things you worry about never happen anyway. Beginner's love. Just look at that picture. Beginner's love. Swing that bat. Beginner's love. Run around the bases. Beginner's love. Forget about the hat. And then old John Picardi, he said to Linda Lou, do you know how to play the mandolin, Miss Lou? I tell you what I do. I got this old one, I don't play anymore. And if you give me $100, you can take it out the door. Beginner's love, not just for children. Beginner's love, young and the old. Beginner's love, every day you start over. Beginner's love, the story is told. We all used to wave when we'd pass along our road. Everyone seemed to know each other. Everybody knew the code of kindness to our neighbors, glad to help each other out. Just a smile and a wave always left you with no doubt. Over the past few years, all that has really changed. New neighbors have arrived, and it's never been the same. They've clear-cut the forest, cut new roads to build big homes, installed electric gates, and they all have their secret codes. And you wonder when you're driving, coming around the next blind bend, if you'll meet a fully loaded log truck or one of your old friends. Sometimes we call up Bob and Olga to see if they're alright. He's got his tank of oxygen and she's losing her eyesight. But they still seem pretty happy. You can tell they're still in love. After a lifetime on this mountain, they thank the stars above. And you wonder when you're walking about how it used to be, when the neighbors were so close, our houses few and far between. Such a long time ago, back in '72, he broke your heart and made a mess out of you. A year you'd been together and you'd had a good time, but when I first met you I could see that you'd been crying. A little while later, 1973, that's when you started sneaking round with me. I saw you in class, I saw you in the hall, but we were not interested in school at all. Down the stairs where the cringers meet, out into the smoke down on Mission Street. Mark had a Vespa, Dougie had the truck. We would go riding and we would test our luck. Jimmy so loud on the stereo, if Roscoe had wings I don't know where he would go. Maybe to Robin's house, his mom was cool. She'd seen it all, she was nobody's fool. We said we had no expectations, sure didn't want to be tied down. Pretty soon this was more than just flirtation. Sure had our fun running around. Marty broke away, went to live in the woods, made Dog Creek sound pretty good. Out past the inkwells there on the right, rescued you from your parents' wrath that night. It was not hard then to believe we wore our hearts right on our sleeve. Had no worries about the cost, but when we lost John, that innocence was lost. We did say we had no expectations, sure like the birds on their migration. No idea where we'd settle down. Sometimes we'd take in the lion's share. The sons were often playing there. We'd dance till we were in a daze, unlock the door and invite the band to graze. We had the key so we could clean the floor. At 17 it felt like it was our store. Pedro and Emilio never seemed to care. We did our jobs, somehow it all seemed fair. Drive to Blossom Court took about a half an hour on my 10-speed bike, but it was well worth it though the road was steep, just to go and see the girl that I like. So what do we know and how can this be? We're still together and you're singing with me. Kids about as old as us when we met. That road that we started on, it isn't done yet. We always did have good communication. Right from the start we had that down. That's my only explanation. True love really can be found. And redwoods beside a mossy fern-filled bed. Under the stars with you tonight is where I wanna lay my head. Firs and pines and paintbrush and that big old dogwood tree. Out in the woods alone with you is where I wanna be. I ought to wake up in the morning and open up my eyes. First thing I'll see is my lover and the colorful sunrise. Honey, let's not go to work today, 'cause all I do is long to get out my flute and your guitar and fill our day with song. I ought to wake up in the morning and just stay right here with you, just to fill our days with music, nothing I would rather do.
What game is this that we all play? What gets us through each long work day? We watch the clock, we count the hours, and hope we'll find time to enjoy the flowers before they fade and pass away. They seem to last just a few short days. The garden grows and goes to seed, and we watch our youngest son grow like a weed. Those baby years, they pass so fast. The school years seem to drag by, but soon they've passed. Can't believe how he has grown, like his older brother, soon be on his own. What game is this that we all play? What keeps us going every day? When conflict strikes and troubles brew, it's hard to know just what to do. But the love of family and good friends is all it really takes to make amends. And the love of family and good friends will see us through right to the end. And the love of family and good friends will see us through right to the end. Won't someone swing dance with my sweet sister Shelley? Diane's in Tasmania and Charlie can't be found. So I jump in and join her, and she spins me around. She's almost learned how to lead, but I almost fall down. Strawberry jam for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Strawberry jam around the campsites for 4 nights. Strawberry jam down at Birch Lake on Sunday. Thursday till Monday we got strawberry jam. The music from the main stage sends us dancing across the meadow. So many smiling faces, all shining in the sun. Old friends greet each other, even new friends feel like family. Strangers dance together till they're not strangers anymore. Strawberry jam for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Strawberry jam around the campsites for 4 nights. Strawberry jam down at Birch Lake on Sunday. Thursday till Monday we got strawberry jam. Strolling through the forest in the middle of the night. Music drifting through the trees from the neighboring campsites. Cactus, bob, and prairie flower singing one of Christopher's songs. It's becoming so familiar that the crowd all sings along. Mandolins and fiddles, dobros, banjos, and guitars. We all come here for the music. 4 days we park our cars, and we live here in the forest, and we never want to leave. 'Cause the music and the love is all our spirits really need. Strawberry jam for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Strawberry jam around the campsites for 4 nights. Strawberry jam right here at Camp Remember. May and September we got strawberry jam. And you never know what you might hear when someone else drops by.
sarcastic tunes on plastic spoons, a no-spoon lullaby.
Maybe tonight the Waybacks, Karen and Travis for Diamond Bill.
We'll be picking and singing at Tequila Flats, thank you Tim and Mayor Bill. Strawberry jam for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Strawberry jam, rabbit campsites for 4 nights. We got the hog and there's hams, it's not too hard to find them. Stronger than moonshine, we got strawberry jam. Under the moonlight, loving that strawberry jam. She was just a city girl, moved up to Sebastopol, up there where the apples grow, sweet and rosy in the sun. Tiny house of tongue and groove, had a little orchard too. That's where I used to visit her for a little country fun. One day she called me on the phone, said that she was all alone. She could use a hand up there, fruit was falling off the trees. I tied a ladder to my car, no place would have been too far. She smiled as I picked apples, I smiled 'cause she picked me. And we made applesauce with a little bit of cinnamon. You can call it baby food, call it what you like. Touching one another, mixing it together. We made applesauce all night. There were baskets on the table, baskets in the pantry too. You could hardly walk on through all the baskets on the floor. I said, how you gonna eat all this? And she gave me a little kiss. She said, we'll make a batch of applesauce, and then we'll make some more. So we made applesauce with a little bit of cinnamon. You can call it baby food, call it what you like. Touching one another, mixing it together. We made applesauce all night. Didn't have a cookbook, didn't have a recipe. Just had to feel our way, and that felt fine by me. But that was a long time ago. Now the trees are way too old. They're not bearing fruit no more, but we don't even care. We got neighbors bringing baskets by. Sometimes they even bring a pie. They know what we like to do in the crisp October air. We like to make applesauce with a little bit of cinnamon. You can call it baby food, call it what you like. Grandbabies in the kitchen, toddlers in the orchard too. We're gonna make applesauce for the rest of our lives. We can still make applesauce all night. They say all art is inspired by what came before. And when you reach up high, you're standing on the shoulders of giants. And it's not hard to make a real good copy anymore. And attorneys are always on the lookout for good clients. And they say, don't steal music. But how can it be theft if there's nothing missing? Well, every copy made is one that someone could have sold. Yeah, well, no one would have heard it in some far-off place if it wasn't on the internet. So they never could have bought it anyway. Well, I had this argument with my son, and I think he's right, and I think he's wrong. But the businessman, he doesn't care. He just wants to sell plasticware. So he says, don't steal music. But all art is inspired by what came before. And when we reach up high, we're standing on the shoulders of giants. And it's not hard to make a real good copy anymore. And those attorneys, they're always on the lookout for good clients. So they say, don't steal music. But how can it be theft if there's nothing missing? He said people's music should be free. Yeah, in a perfect world, maybe it would be. But how am I gonna pay for the studio time if I can't make a lousy dime? I had this argument with my son, and maybe he's right and maybe he's wrong. He said, are you sure you only want to play for the privileged ones who can afford to pay? The big corporations, they can't stand this stuff. They're only in it for the profit, so there's never enough. Yeah, 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 yeah. No, 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 no. Yeah, 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 yeah. No, 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 no.
Go ahead, take it. This one's free. Worth every penny.
we're gonna have to wait and see if this little seed is ever gonna be a tree. It'll take some time, it doesn't happen instantly. But if it grows, it would be a joy to me. Tomorrow morning, when we rise, I'll look in your face and see the light in your eyes. And when I'm out working, I'll think about you and see your face, and that is what'll get me through. We're gonna have to wait and see this little seed is ever gonna be a tree. It'll take some time, it doesn't happen instantly. But if it grows, it would be a joy to me. Yes, if it grows, it would be a joy to me. Try not to feel bad, 'cause I know I'm not the only one who never saw the Rolling Stones. I was always more a Beatles man, but I was on the phone and the prices were high. But the seats behind the stage seemed too crazy to buy. But I think Vic and the boys will let me slide if they come round again while I can still drive. It would have been a Ruby Tuesday, November 12th, 2002, when wild horses couldn't drag me to pay $100 a piece for those seats behind the stage. But we did see the last show at Winterland with the Dead, the New Riders, and the Blues Brothers. They served breakfast at dawn, and the Flying Karamazovs juggled that egg into the fry pan. So I'll try not to feel bad, 'cause I know I'm not the only one